Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Forex Fire. It's just about 3 a.m. Central in the morning. Join myself, Coach Michael, and Tiger as we guide you through the London session live. What's up, guys? How's it going? Hope you had a good sleep.
Good
Still early
morning.
days at your side of the world. Hope you're feeling
That's
fresh
right.
and ready to tackle the markets. Awesome.
Happy
Michael, how you doing?
Friday.
Happy Friday. Yeah, almost weekend time, huh?
TGIF. TGIF.
I got 2 birthday parties to attend to this weekend, so really looking forward to
Oh, yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, we have
Anyway,
our complex pool party tomorrow. They throw us a pool party every summer. Bring out a bunch of food,
nice.
some
Nice.
adult beverages, that type of thing. So we're going to go have a little fun and try not to get sunburnt.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what's the weather
Yeah.
like now? Is the storm passed?
Yeah, it's great. It's just muggy. I got up and noticed my windows were all fogged up, dewed up. So that's just from all the rain out there. It's starting to go down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of flooding. When I woke up yesterday, I noticed our pond was overfilled, and there's like a little overflow part of it, and it was clogged or something. So the whole valley and sidewalk going out to the parking lot was flooded, so people had to walk around or just walk right through it.
Yeah, we get that a lot here in Cape Town when it rains. Luckily, we have a sunny weekend ahead of us. Can't wait. You get cabin fever. It's like really bad weather and dark and murky outside. But anyways, at least we with you guys here today, as well as our viewers. Welcome, welcome. As always, you got anything to mention about what you guys want us to look at some of maybe the instruments that you follow or the markets that you want us to analyze, please let us know there in the chat, and either one of us will be more than happy to address that for you. How are you doing, Michael? All good? Yeah, I think Michael's audio is not functioning as of yet.
Yeah,
But
there's that.
Yeah. Tiger,
Recurring.
you want
Yes, sir.
to start things off for us?
Absolutely.
And then I'm
So,
sure Coach Michael will join us very shortly. I can see him, but he can't hear us, unfortunately.
yeah, I see you, Michael. We can't hear you.
We'll sort that out.
We'll figure it out.
Right, yeah, Tiger, over to you, buddy.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Back in if you want to go ahead and share my screen. I'll show the trade that I'm in right now, and this is the one from a couple days ago, and it has kind of curled up nicely whenever it starts to show. Here in a second. Swiss franc Japanese yen. So this was one that's been on my radar for a while. I'm just going to flip back on my currencies over here on my algorithm. And yeah, I kind of went through all my alerts this morning and cleaned out some old ones, put in some new ones. So now literally every single thing that's on my watch list is got a brand new alert for it. So it'll be a lot easier now to kind of go through those whenever my chart comes
I also had to sort out my alert mess from yesterday. I had quite a few trigger actually when I stepped away from the charts during my evening time. But yeah, it's part of the management of the stuff you need to do to prep yourself, right? Your screen's not showing just yet. We're just delay here. And also Coach Michael's audio seems to be having issues.
Yeah, I got mine shared. There we go. There we go. Oh wait, actually, it's not shared yet. I've got it shared, but I'll share it again. Let me see if that does anything. Let's see here. Carry on. Well, okay. Yeah, it's not showing for some reason, so I'll let them see if they can fix it.
It's just a little bit of a glitch. Let's just chat. Not much happening on my side at the moment, just as yet.
Yeah,
Potentially looking for a
sure.
short on the UK 100, but not there yet.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit of
Okay.
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Well, top setups, I could just kind of mention them briefly. When I
Okay.
add in my so my number one setup at the moment when it comes to the economics of these pairs actually is the Nasdaq for the long. So that's giving me a very bullish score of a 10 right now.
All
The
right.
top four currency pairs seem to be the Euro Canada dollar pair, New Zealand Japanese
Mm-hmm.
yen pair, New Zealand CAD pair, and then the dollar CAD pair. Those are giving me 8, score of 8. So again, as always, 5 or higher gives me a bullish bias.
Gotcha.
And then I got
Are
quite a
we going
few
to
in the
look at them
fives.
today?
Hopefully, as soon as we get the charts up here. And then on the flip side, I got 3 that are very bearish. So I got the pound New Zealand, which is a minus 12, so pretty high number, and then also the pound Swiss and Aussie Swiss. So yeah, we got quite a few.
How often do you
yeah, like
see
I
a
say,
number that high? Minus 12, above 10. Well, minus 10.
not too often, maybe once a month, something like that. I mean, the bulk of them seem to stay around the 7 to 10 range, 7 to 9 range, as far as the bullish and bearish or negative, obviously. But yeah, it's not too often I get one that high. So,
I see your screen just
yeah,
popped up there.
Oh, did it pop up? Hey, there we go. So yeah,
there we
so
go.
this is my Swiss. Yeah, the Swiss franc Japanese yen trade. I had gotten into it yesterday. Let me see here. I think I got onto it after my. Let's see, today's Friday. So after my Wednesday night stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So I got in up here after a break out of this area, and it just kind of curled all the way down. And this was kind of like you on your the one that you had yesterday, I think, where you missed getting the stop by a couple pips or a couple points or something.
Oh, yeah, that was a couple of days ago, and eventually,
a couple of days ago, yeah,
made a profit there, but yeah, very close.
Yeah, I got down here and made a bit of a double bottom. Made a bit of a double bottom and then just curled up nicely. So yeah, we're looking pretty good on this one. I think I set a target out to there. Just basically kind of did some, as you would say, market geometry. I did a trend line, kind of from this area up, because it is an all-time high. You never know where we'll catch an ask, right?
Exactly.
So I just kind of did that just as
it looks like it is at least heading toward double highs there, those double tops.
Once we get up to the double top, once we get up to there, I'll definitely be moving to get my cup of coffee, break even. So and then I'll just kind of start stepping up the stop loss at that point. And I always try to play cat and mouse with it. So like as price starts coming up closer to the take profit, I'll just kind of slowly scoot it out, slowly scoot the stop loss up, and just play monkey in the middle, so to speak.
Yeah,
that's right. Just coax it to go the direction I want it to go. So, but yeah, looking pretty good on that one. I think I had a 0.81 or a 0.83 lot on it, just something small, just to get some skin in the game. 0.5%. Actually, that's what I did. 0.5% of the overall equity. So yeah, we're looking pretty good on that one. Again, multiple days, up to a week or so. I am deciding. Yeah, as long as we finish near the top there, I'll probably feel okay with leaving it open. The reason I say that is because it does have a little bit of a net negative carry.
All right, can you guys hear me okay now?
Oh yeah, loud and clear, my friend.
Perfect. Perfect.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. I literally did the same exact thing. I don't even know what that was.
Cool. No problem, buddy. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And we got Robert as well. Robert and Games. Good morning, guys.
Usual suspects. Usual suspects.
Especially old Robert getting ready. Well, no, he's not actually getting ready for work. He should be sleeping.
Yeah. Where's Robert live at? I'm curious to know where he lives. Because he's getting up early, so he must be living around in Europe somewhere, right? Be my guess. All right.
James, he's just quickly asking something before you go on, Tiger. Just hang one sec there. He's asking if he purchases an account. I suppose you're asking about a challenge account, but you leave it untraded for some time. Would it be taken? Yes, there is an inactivity rule bound to most of the accounts. So you need to trade. But I think they give you, I can't remember the exact amount of time, 30 days or something like that, yeah. So at least try to make a trade during that time. Yeah. So, just I don't think it makes sense to purchase something and leave it for 30 days because you're going to be, you have to pay a subscription on a monthly basis. So you might as well try to avoid paying the next subscription by trying to trade it, right? And reaching those goals that is set forth for the actual challenge. So, yeah, there is an inactivity rule, and it seems to be 30 days.
Yeah, and I think that's standard across pretty much all. No, that's fine. I think that's pretty standard across all prop firms, 30 days. So,
yeah. Correct.
Okay, cool.
You can take as long as you want to actually reach your goals, but as long as you at least execute some trades, that'll be fine.
And that's the beautiful thing with Hola Prime.
Back to you.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about it. Hola Prime not having any time limits. I know a lot of prop firms have time limits. Like you have to achieve your goal in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, something like that. There's not very many out there like Hola Prime that have that feature. So it's a really cool feature, I think, because it doesn't force you to
you do get your you do get your initial subscription back if you pass as well. As far as I know.
Right.
Awesome. Well, yeah, and here's all my alerts over here for all of my bearish and bullish and bearish fundamental setups. So I think currently, outside of obviously the Swiss Jap I'm in, I think this Nikkei trade right here is the only one that's ran into a demand zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just looking for a little more volume to pick up, to be quite honest. I don't really feel too great about how the volume started going down as it did enter the zone. Now, I did get a little bit of a trigger candle here, but again, with declining volume. So obviously, going through the switchover hours, it's low. And it did pick up for a while, but when it did pick up, it was all negative. It was all bearish, price action, right? So this is just another one of those nuances I try to pay attention to, the effort versus result. So strong volume coming into the demand zone, but it just kind of weakened out, from these yellow bars, this red bar, these yellow bars. So I just really want to see some more volume pick up. And then when we did have a little bit of a volume spike, it was on a down candle on a 15-minute time frame. So, if I can get from this point going on, if I can get a bullish engulfing candle or a big candle with a wick on the bottom, as long as I see volume pick up, that's higher than that yellow bar, then I might still consider jumping in at that point. But it's just one of those hurry up and wait situations. I don't want to just get in just because it touched. I don't want to get in just because I had a trigger candle, because to me that doesn't even count as a trigger candle, and without the volume. So this is just where the waiting game is. So I'm going to keep a close eye on the Nikkei index right here, throughout the stream. So just going to kind of pass on that for the moment. Reset. But yeah. 50% retracement, so I did like that. But yeah, again, give me some effort. As far as the Dow goes, that's another one of my bullish setups. I've got some alerts quite a ways away down here. just kind of looking at it overall. Obviously, we've had just a big old spike, but it has been kind of going slightly down of late, making some newer lower lows, some lower highs. So I did put a 50% retracement alert on because it is in a little bit of a congestion area right there. 15, let's see here, like 15-minute and 10-minute demand zones. It's a zone on top of a zone.
Mm-hmm.
If I take off my drawings and everything. So there's a demand zone. There's a demand zone. Oh, actually, that's 10-minute. I'm sorry. Go down to my 10-minute. Yeah, here we go. That looks better. So 10-minute demand zone. Excellent volume coming out. That's a really strong one right there. Big candle coming out. A lot of volume. And then again, below it, another demand zone as the volume starts to increase. So I kind of look at that as a zone on top of a zone. It's a pretty good confluence of zones nearby, so I like that. But again, that one's a little further down. I need a little more retracement on that one. But that could still hit. I mean, that could still potentially hit, by mid-morning if we get some type of retracement. Jumping back into the currencies, Aussie dollar. Do you have me a supply zone ahead? Because that is giving me a bearish score of a -7. So it's been on a steady uptrend, obviously, for quite a while. So, as far as turning around, making a downtrend, it broke this low because we had higher lows. Mm-hmm. Now we had a lower low at one point, but then we turned around and made a higher high, so that negated that. We made a new higher low, a new higher high, but now we've made a lower low. Well, we still haven't made a lower high yet. So I'm kind of looking at this area here to see if we can potentially get a lower high. Here on Forex. Pretty good volume coming out of that candle. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of pay attention. I might not get into the trade, but I just want to see what happens when it gets into that area, because if this turns into a downtrend from this point, then I need to see that high, that lower high, fit in, and then preferably give me another lower low. So in other words, prove to me that it's starting to turn into a downtrend, but it's ultimately not a great downtrend, until we start breaking this high. So that's why I put this lower level demand zone on there, just to keep an eye on it. So yeah, just want to see what happens in this area. So not really interested in trading it. I just want to start looking at the early signs of it turning the corner to the downside. Pound dollar. This is another one of my bearish ones. So we've had all this congestion in this area from the rumors the other day, the Jerome Powell stuff. And I set some zones up, but I just kind of avoided it because of that. Everything's pretty well calmed down. You can see the volume is kind of went, gotten back to normal after this spike from the rumors. So a little bit bigger of a zone, but I do have I think that's a 5-minute I put in up here. No, it's 15. Sorry, 15-minute. 15-minute supply zone. Kind of zoom in a little bit on that. The 15-minute supply zone, pretty strong decrease. This was part of that rumor. So yeah, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that area as well. See what happens if we get up here. Might potentially look at a short
reaction as always.
Right. Yeah, and I think I feel okay taking a stab there, because with this recent low on the higher time frames, we actually wicked right through it. We didn't close below it, but we did break it. I mean, technically, we put in a lower low there, so I'd feel okay jumping into something in this area. We'll just keep an eye on it. Right. Yeah, on a smaller time frame. We might potentially take a small step. That would probably be something where I wouldn't risk 0.5% like I normally do. I'd probably risk 0.2%. Like, just prove to me you're starting to turn the corner to the downside, because after all, the fundamentals completely completely support the bearish bias. That's a -7. New Zealand CAD. This is one of my score eights. So bullish. Let's see here. So yeah, this is the one that was just a load of junk since April. If you're looking at the higher time frames over here, you got a lot of orange master pattern boxes, a lot of contraction boxes. This is just what you call a load of crap. So, I just basically saw when price did finally break to the downside and broke through all this, obviously it formed that low, and then it turned around and formed a high. So this is this blue box right here starting to do its thing. Up, down, up. So it's basically starting to collect the liquidity on either side of all this junk. So it already broke down once. It broke up. So on this second breakdown, go back to my 4-hour time frame. Oh, I got to turn my drawings back on. Yeah. So when I turn my drawing back on, this is where I find this demand zone. Last red candle down before a big increase in price. So big volume bar on that candle out of there. So that tells me there's some strength. There's some unfilled orders. So I want to see. So what happened is it hit it. Okay. And this hit, let me see. This hit when I was, taking my nap. Of course I was, right? So, yeah, I didn't end up getting into that trade. But what I've done is now that it's kind of proven itself a little bit, I've looked at some smaller time frame zones coming out of there. So now I have another one. I got a little 15-minute zone right here. I mean, as you can see from the VSA candles at the bottom, the volume started picking up. They're yellow candles after all of the, the kind of the aftermarket, pre-market stuff. It started to get some volume. So, a lot of green candles coming out of that area. So we'll see what happens when price gets there. I like the idea of taking a little stab at that little zone right there. So got my alert set there.
Good job.
The euro, Japanese yen. Let's see here. This is another one of my bullish ones. What did I have on this one? 15-minute. I think we were looking at this. Yeah, Michael, you were saying this was one you were kind of ignoring, I think, yesterday. So I had this. Yeah, because I had put this box in. Yeah, because we were kind of doing this number. I think it was. Yeah. And this is another one where I missed when I laid down for my nap, right? So I did have this zone drawn up. Look at that. It hit it and just spiked beautifully. So, great example of a zone that worked well. I think that was a 1 hour, 2 hour, I can't remember. 30-minute. I use so many time frames, I forget which one is which.
Right.
Yeah. That was another zone on top of a zone.
That happens.
It happens. Michael, we came to this time, this early morning because we were missing some of the nighttime, and now I'm starting to miss some of the New York session. Dang it.
That's insane. That's why they moved over a session.
That's right. They're paying attention.
It's going to take a while to get used to this, that's for sure.
Yeah. But no, I mean, shoot, that was over 100 pips, had I taken that. So, oh, and plus the other thing too, guys, is I wasn't really wanting to double up my Japanese risk because remember, I'm still in that Swiss Japanese long. So,
right.
That's part of it. Because, I mean, I woke up at, when I got up, it would have been around this time, right in this area. I saw that it hit, and I'm like, as much as I wanted to take it, I didn't want to break my rules and double up on risk. So felt pretty good about the trade I had, and we'll go with it. Swiss Japanese, that's the one I'm already in. Nazi got me a nice little demand zone right here in this area on a 10-minute. No, that's a 5-minute. I'm sorry. 5-minute right here. So that's a little higher on the curve than I like. Okay, a little bit higher on the curve, but I'm just trying to get into some more plays. I haven't really been getting into a whole lot of plays this week. Obviously, getting kind of adjusted to everything. So we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, it is a pretty good, strong push away with volume. So I mean, I kind of like the idea of it. And NASDAQ is my number one bullish bias anyway. It's a real strong one. So I don't really require a too deep of a retracement because of that, because it is such a bullish bias. So that's why I felt comfortable wrapping a rectangle around that 5-minute demand zone.
Cool, Tiger. Just take a little break there. We're going to pass it over to Michael when he brings us the news segment, as always. So just roll me around to 3:30 Central. So we're looking forward to that. Guys, our viewers will be back just now. Michael's going to read the news for us, and then we'll jump back into the charts.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to another Hola Prime quick news session, guys. Let's jump right into it. So, of course, guys, if you didn't know, we're just bringing this up really quick. Of course, there's the German PPI month over month is actually up 0.1% as expected. And year over year is about 1.3%. Still pushing down inflation pressure in the Eurozone. Outside of that, the German current account, there is a surplus. It's actually narrowed down to 32.3 billion, down just a bit from 34.8 billion as the capital flow tightens up. And of course, moving on to the U.S. housing data, which is today, permits in line with about 1.39 million, starts at 1.29 million, which is above 1.26 million expected. And that does indicate solid building activity, guys, which is absolutely awesome. Quick market movers, Euro USD, trading decently, the ECB easing versus the Fed steady. And the US JPY is actually in a great zone as well, with the BOJ soon to probably wave a little finger at that, saying it's not too good. So slowing down there. And then, of course, the USD CAD pushing past that number. CAD is a bit weak after the soft CPI yesterday, guys. And just a quick trader's take, the euro is under fire. So, of course, that will make the dollar King Kong, so to speak. USD JPY is near intervention heat, so be on the lookout for that. And then CAD stays sluggish, guys. USD CAD is a blind breakout candidate, so be on the lookout for that. And then getting on to the crypto big picture edition, guys. I'm sure you already saw this, but US actually passed the crypto laws. They did advance, guys. House passed 3 big bills: the Genius Act, the Anti-CBDC Act, and the Clarity Act, aiming for stablecoin rules and crypto oversight clarity, guys. This crypto mania, and mainly the Bitcoin ETF mania as well. July net inflows to spot Bitcoin ETFs have surged past 5.2 billion, including a record 1.18 billion in a single day, guys. That's what really was driving that Bitcoin near that 123,000 price. And of course, the international, less than 5% of ETF assets are actually held by long-term institutions, right? So that means that the retail still leads the way, but pensions and wealth managers are slowly creeping in. All right. BTC's price positioning, new all-time highs again earlier this week at 122,000. Just basically pulled back to about that 119,000 range. So the range would be anywhere from 119,000 to 120,000 range, right? Technical kind of cooling up just a bit, but the ETF flows are driving that price. So be on the lookout for that. Then, of course, Ethereum explosion, right? New record inflow of 727 million into spot Ethereum ETFs in a single day. Basically sending Ethereum past 3,300 up to about 3,600. That's pretty much a 20% bump there. And on chains, all-time high striking 36.4 and rising institutional buying, guys. So lots of activity there. And then, of course, there's the legislation tailwinds, right? With the crypto boom fueled by Trump's friendly extra large bills, boosting investor sentiment, U.S. incumbents like Bitmine are sinking treasury into Ethereum buys, right? Think Peter Thiel back in, at 9.1% stake. So that's pretty huge. And then the price levels to watch, guys. Of course, BTC supports and resistance lines are about that, again, 119,000. And then on the other side, about 123,000 to 125,000. And Ethereum supported 3,300, target up to 4,000, guys. So be on the lookout for that. And then that setup of the day, GBPUSD, guys. Context, the UK CPI due earlier Monday. And then the hot UK inflation beats spike above 1.3425. So just watch out for that number. That's a great bounce point for the longs. And then cold, CIS underwhelms, it kind of falls a bit. But yeah, strategic tips, pop a shorter or whatever way the momentum break goes release. London traders, today's your setup, guys. So make sure you're prepped for it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Just a quick quote here. Markets don't care about your expectations, guys. They respond to data. Right, so stay data prepped, stay alert, and stay ready to move faster than a flash crash. All right. Other than that, guys, that is your Hola Prime market update. Back to you guys.
Gracias,
Extra
Michael.
Extra large bills.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Good stuff.
And I think they're arguing right now. Or I know. No, it's a great movie.
It is.
I really enjoyed it. Boiler Room. That's another.
I liked it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I liked it.
A lot of good ones. Let's see here. Yeah, just finishing up. I only have 6 other alerts. I'll just breeze through them real quick. Euro Canada dollar, another one of my bullish setups. Loving this 61.8 level down here. Nice little 4-hour demand zone candle. Nice push out. So that one's more of a next week type of thing. Aussie New Zealand dollar. This one came real close to hitting my supply zone. I believe it would have been, what was that? Wednesday. Yeah. So, of course, it's kind of somewhat run off and left me, right? Zooming in. I think this one. So this one, I think actually hit the daily supply zone if I zoom all the way in. Yeah, so it hit the daily supply zone, but I didn't want to just short it off of that. I wanted it to come in and hit that 4-hour within the daily. So it essentially just ran off and left, but just goes to show the power of just a regular daily zone. Sometimes it'll just wick in just barely and just go off to the races the opposite end. So it's already making new lows here, new lows here. Now it is kind of fighting this demand zone here. I've got it as a bearish bias, but it's still been an uptrend. So this is just another one where it's kind of reached the end of the bullish bearishness. And like I said, now it's switched over to bearish or bullish bias. It's a tongue twister. Was a bullish bias.
It is.
So yeah, I didn't.
By the seashore.
Yeah, say that 10 times fast, right? But anyway, so that's that. We'll see if it has the strength to push through this zone to the downside. Then I may take a look at this newer zone that formed up here. What was that? A 2-hour zone right here. Okay. Well, now we got Now we got another zone.
Tiger, let's just quickly share your screen as well.
Oh, did it not come back on? Oh, there we are.
There we go.
All right, yeah. There we go, guys. So, yeah. Like I said, it missed. It hit the daily zone. Was just only 5 pips from hitting the 4-hour zone. The confluence I looked for, and then of course it flipped and ran off without me. So, in the process, it did form this newer supply zone, and it's actually just created another one here. I don't know that I would care to jump onto this one. I would wait. I would personally wait till it come up here. Not like I would have liked to have seen a lot more volume come out of that as well. I mean, it did start to grow a little bit, but not the greatest effort for the results. So, yeah, I'd still be willing if it just came back up and tagged my 4-hour zone. That's probably what I'd be looking at. And the other thing too is when it comes to the master pattern itself, I just kind of zoom in. So we got the nice blue contraction box here. Price left. Obviously, it touched the daily, so it collects this liquidity here, comes down, collects this liquidity under here. Hopefully, this demand zone can have some strength and enough unfilled orders to push price back, create a new higher high to collect this liquidity and hit the 4-hour unfilled orders in the supply zone up there. If it can do that, I'd be happier. I'd be even happier than if it had just came up and tagged it the first time. Because doing it this way is it does a lot of manipulation, a lot of big bank manipulation. Liquidity, unfilled orders. That would make it even stronger for me to want to sell it. So now that I see that, I'm actually going to move that alert back to that 4-hour supply zone. Because I had put an alert here before it had made, this big low. But now that it's hit that zone, that makes me change my mind to move it back up to here. So, yeah, we get up there. That's
and
contraction.
It's fine to change your mind from time to time, right?
That's right. Women ain't the only ones change their mind. My girlfriend would punch me in the shoulder.
Yeah, I'll rather keep quiet about that one.
Right.
Just in case my wife's watching the stream, we've got to be careful.
Yeah. Oh, I know my girlfriend's asleep. She ain't get up till 7:30, so that's another 4 hours. So I'm safe. All right. So yeah, that's that one. Give me that manipulation. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable about that short sell. Euro, Aussie dollar. What do we got here, boys and girls? Let me double check that one on my top setups. Euro, Aussie dollar. Okay, so that's a bullish score of a 5. Now 5 is bullish, but I really prefer 6s and 7s or higher as far as actually taking advantage of that. I just like a few more things in my favor, whether it's bullish or bearish, right? But having said that, as always,
I like
still
EA.
going to keep an. What's that?
I like EA for the longs. I actually got an alert set on it.
Okay.
I got an alert set around 78.7885. Yep, Euro Aussie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did
show my charts in a bit. It's pretty close to actually set and confirm it.
No, that's great. That's great, man. Yeah, I had a demand zone in at one point over here, and as you can see, it tagged it nicely. But I didn't really care to get into it at the time because it just kind of dilly-dallied sideways for a while. And it did technically wick through it on the bottom. It would have been about probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 pips. So that had I gotten into that, it might have stopped me out for a small loss because I don't really, I usually do about 3 to 5 pip stop losses, typically. Now on something this choppy, yeah, it's best to make it a little bigger for obvious reasons. I mean, look at that. You just see wicks everywhere. Wicks everywhere. It is 115 pip, average true range throughout the day, so it's good movement. But this kind of pair can definitely chop a person sideways. So, yeah, just a mental note for myself. I'll probably start increasing my stop losses on some of these.
Chop you sideways.
Chop you sideways, but hell, that moved over 100 pips. Let's measure that from the distal or from the proximal line of the zone. I mean, that moved 170 plus pips. Yeah. So, that would have definitely been a good trade. Why the hell didn't I get into that one? Well, either way, I did go ahead and on a smaller time frame, though, I did put another zone down here. Now, that's getting a little too far away. If it starts retracing this far, then that might mean the volume the momentum is starting to turn south again. So now that it's gotten this far away, I'm going to probably go ahead and move that alert or just delete it altogether. I'm just going to see if I can see anything else real quick. Okay, so here we go. So we're getting close to this little demand zone that's formed on a 30-minute time frame. Big move away from this area. Yeah, we'll take a look and see what happens when price hits there. Give me a good engulfing candle, some volume, and I might take a stab at that. We're getting on a smaller time frame, that contraction box, manipulation, liquidity to the upside. Let's get the same to the bottom. Stop losses, and then hit the unfilled orders. It's off to the races. Off to the races. Maybe something like that. But definitely important because it has been going sideways here for a while. Yeah, I definitely want to see some confirmation coming out of that zone. We'll keep an eye on that. So alert set there. Wrap my box around it so I remember it when I take a glance at it. There we go. Green means buy. And then last 3 here, dollar Canada dollar, 4-hour demand. 2-hour demand right here. That's giving me a bullish score of an 8. It's about a 50% retracement of this swing low, swing high, it looks like. Maybe 61, under 61 would be my stop loss. I'm going to guess. Yeah, look at it. It lines up perfectly. 50, 61.8, stop loss below. That'd be a good setup. Now, again, this is one that's turned the corner, so might be a little careful because, to be honest with you, let me get rid of that so I can see what I'm doing real quick. Okay, so let's take a look at this one again real quick. So we had our low point here. We had a high point that kind of broke these highs. We had a new higher low, but we haven't yet had the new higher high. So for me to feel truly comfortable with this one, I would probably prefer to see a little bit of a higher high before coming back. So I don't know. If it were something like this before coming back, I'd probably feel better about it. But if it goes ahead and touches it, I might look for a higher time frame confirmation candle. Maybe a 30-minute confirmation coming out of it. Or just like a break of this little short-term downtrend right here. So that would probably help me feel a little more comfortable with it. So obviously come into the zone, but prove yourself by breaking this downward trend line, this little short-term downtrend, right? So let's redraw that with that in mind. Come down, come up, break that trend line, maybe tag it again, and then buy, something like that, right? That way it's just kind of proven itself a little more. That would make me feel a little better about that one. All right. New Zealand Japanese yen. This is another one that's got a lot of wicks on it. Get rid of my drawings for a second. Remember, sometimes, like I said, sometimes it gets to be overwhelming. So I like to take off the drawings just to see where I'm at. Yeah, I got this demand zone down here. Yeah, I don't know. This is another one of those wiki pairs. It is 70 pips of ATR in a day. So it's kind of blah for me, but I'm still going to monitor it. Again, even if I don't trade a currency pair very often, I still like to monitor because I'm still back testing pairs that I haven't traded. Right? I mean, you don't learn unless you leave alerts where you suspect price is going to turn around and go the other way. So, not really one that I trade a lot, but I definitely want to kind of continue my back test. I feel really good on like half of the pairs. And then the other half of the 27, 28, major pairs that there are pairs I don't trade, really just more so keep an eye on. And then lastly, Aussie dollar Swiss franc. This one I believe was a short sell bias. Aussie Swiss, yeah, very bearish score of a -9. So nice little downtrend over the last month or so. This is the one, Michael, I think you took a trade on Tuesday or so, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep.
I think that's right.
Right. Yep. That's true.
Yeah, because I'm just so yeah, nothing's really changed as far as my game plan for it. I'm just waiting for it to retrace up here to this supply zone, come down. And of course, I do have my VWAP line coming through. So obviously, I'd love to see nothing more than that VWAP line to continue coming down and come down and tag it like that. As price continues. VWAP, unfilled orders, collecting this liquidity
VWAP.
up here, trend, negative, bearish bias, all those things working in my favor, I might take a stab at it. So I think that's basically it for my immediate setups. Like I said, I'm going to keep a close eye on the Nikkei and one of these other ones that I've got nearby. But other than that, I'm just going to keep, just gonna continue shooting water at my Swiss yen trade, so it keeps going up.
Gotcha.
Nice, sweet,
cool.
Pretty well at the moment. Pretty well where I'm at, my friends. So yeah, that's all I got for the second. If you guys had anything.
Yeah, looking good. Thanks for that. Got quite a lot of pairs on your radar.
Sure do.
Michael?
And I still have about 5-6 alerts.
Are you still in that silver trade, by the way?
No, I actually moved my stops to break even yesterday, shortly after, because we had news that was coming up like at 8:30. So as soon as we got off the session, I actually moved them. And yeah, weirdly enough, I didn't take any profits off of that though. I should have took partials on it and I didn't. And because I thought that as long as I was in it and break even and the news came, that it would just drop, and it did the opposite, of course. And it just took me here. Now, had I took partials,
silver is a tricky market to trade.
It is. It really is.
Very tricky. I dabbled with silver quite a while back, and cheapest. If you trade the future side of that thing, it's what is it like per pip or per tick move is, I don't know, I can't remember, something like $25 or something stupid. I really can't remember, but it was
crazy. And the spread too. The spread is a little ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, if you trade the CFDs, if you trade the futures, the spread's not that bad. I mean, there is no spread; just get in and out. But an ask is like very tight. Yeah. But the tick value on the futures are crazy, and obviously you have to purchase or sell one contract depending what direction you want to trade, and obviously the margin's really high. and the tick value per tick is insane. So yeah, you got to know your story if you trade the futures. Yeah, so I prefer just to stay out of it.
No, trust me, it's
Anyways,
it's been
your
on my
screen.
list, and sometimes I wonder if it shouldn't be. Just like yesterday, I'm like, this always happens.
You just want to take a few wins on it, like get a leg over it. It's like, yeah, I've done it, then leave it alone.
Yes, yes, sweet. But yeah, I got a few things to kind of go over. I'm really only looking at 2 pairs today. If I can share my screen, I'm really liking gold today, guys. I'll be honest.
Gold.
Yeah, if I can get my screen shared here, I'll walk through it here. I'm really only looking at gold, and funny enough, that EA that Tiger was mentioning. I like
There
EA
you
as
go.
well.
Yep.
Sweet.
On.
So yeah, we had this. The only thing that I don't like about this, and that I probably will end up putting, I say half my position on this, is this wick. Remember this huge wick that came out with that news about Fire and Powell. This
Yeah.
wick right here
And
is the only thing
just
that
a
I
quick
don't
second
like.
there. That like completely threw my analysis off as well, trying to like micromanage what that move up before that was, like from the elite wave perspective, and then all of a sudden you got this wick here. So anyway, sorry for interrupting, but it's it's a bit of a difficult one.
Yeah, it is. It really is. The only reason that makes this okay for me now is the fact that they ran down here with this move here, and they pulled back and closed above this price. This looks long now to me again, and I'll target pretty much this exact area. But yeah, just pointing out the full picture here, of course. Right. So we got the 5200 cross here, of course. So I know I'm in level 2. So I'm looking for that move off the 200 EMA, right? Which would be, this is kind of ugly, but I'm looking at this as a head and shoulders pattern like this, right? And then a close. So I'm looking at this as that type of pattern. We also have a nice reload. You can see that the market has gone below the static. And something else that I really like about this too is if you're looking at the yellow market baseline, you can see it's starting to curve on back up. Like this thing wants to go ahead and go back
There's
up to
your
the
reload.
upside. Yep. So they did activate those shorts. The reload is there. Nearly everything about this setup. Let me take this off. Nearly everything about the setup is actually confirmed except for one thing, which would be the higher time frame confirmation. If you look at this previous candle, you can see that price is below this red 13 EMA. So it's not ready yet. You can't take it just yet. But in the next 58 minutes, when this forward candle closes, hopefully all the way up here, I'll take one position right at the close, and then I'll take a second position if it pulls back. So gold is at the top of my list for today. Kind of like yesterday and the day before. Not too many setups for me. It's only about one or two. So I'm looking at this one. This is actually my number one setup. I'm really ready for this one. And then two, as I mentioned, is Euro AUD. The Tiger was kind of going over. I like this setup. I got an alert set up here. I'll see what it looks like when it goes because, to be honest, it may not set up. And reason being is, let me kind of point this out. For one, we have this new 5200 cross, right? It's fresh 5200 cross. And this is actually already closed below the 200. And I can also see that the market baseline is starting to point down. So in theory, what should happen is the market baseline should actually continue to go down and give us that infamous reload like this.
Right.
Right. But the only thing about this is that is kind of interesting, I say, is the fact that, let me pull this up. There's plenty of space for this to run if it does. Like plenty of space. So I would be expecting that to look like this on the TDI. And secondly, I would be wanting to see that W structure. Now this probably, well, I highly doubt this all happens today. But yeah, I would be looking for more of a move like this once this actually happens or sets up. But I do got an alert set there just so I can see. I don't want to miss the move if it does occur. All right, so I want to see something like this. Now, if this just bounces up here, like and close above this price, like this alert goes off, I wouldn't take it because to me it wouldn't be ready yet. There will be no reload. So for me, once again, every single time, yeah, you got to see two things happen. You got to have the pattern on the chart, and you have to have the reload on the TDI. If you don't have both of them together, and you jump in, you'll probably get stopped out. Trust me, I learned that the hard way.
Well, we picked the same
this keeps
one.
me out of a lot of bad trades.
The trade together.
Yeah,
I'm also interested in gold going long. I think this little triangle forming there on a smaller time frame, but it's pretty interesting to see when everyone's sort of in a bit of agreement. Hopefully, this agreement actually improves our odds.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Right,
I'm hoping so
that's
too.
right.
As much as you try not to think of it that way, whenever I see like other big traders in like the space, and I see they're in a trade too, I'm like, oh, we're actually in the same trade. I'm like, all right, this has to go. If we both think this.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right,
That's
so
pretty cool.
But yeah, the main thing would be like, again, if this just jumps up here and closes, it's not ready. Because what will end up happening is, let me just delete this entire thing. Just say if price just jumps up here, right, and closes like this, on the chart, it would say it's ready because the price has closed above the 13 EMA. However, the market baseline is not ready. There's no reload yet. So you couldn't take this. If this was to jump up here and you took it, what would end up happening is it would end up doing something like this. Coming back down, knocking you out, and then going long. And then that's when the market baseline would go down and make the reload.
Yeah.
So it's important to not jump in on this first leg. If this does jump up here like this, it's not ready to be taken yet. Because it's just, we like to say it's still cooking. It's not ready.
That's right.
And they want to trap people doing this, right? Trap those traders going long, and just to turn it right back around and activate the other side of the orders. But what's going to be the telltale at the end of the story is the TDI. You definitely have to have this reload on this move. And once again,
sit on your hand
is because the 5200 has crossed. The 5200 has crossed. That's the key feature right there. That, again, because I used to take these trades without any reload, and I'm telling you, I used to hit on a small amount of them. And it finally dawned on me that what's missing is there's no reload on the TDI.
It's going to be a VW TDI.
Right.
Get your rocket launcher ready to roll. The reload.
Yep. Because how it goes is, right, like if you're waiting for them to trap those traders short, and if you jump in long, guess what? You're gonna be the trap trader.
Right. Yeah, you're the fool.
So, it's making them.
Yeah. And guys, literally, like this, between this and the 4-hour confirmation, like this was one of my aha moments as far as, man, I can't believe that I didn't notice that. and then once I start putting two and two together, literally the chart and the TDI together to tell the story, that's when that hit rate went up, and I started staying out of bad trades. Right. Mm-hmm. So super important.
Yeah, your reload is like my volume. Like I got to see the volume spread spike.
Mm-hmm.
To know that there's some
get some type
gusto behind it. Yeah.
Right.
There goes your gold, Richard.
Looks like this. I was just about to say, looks like your gold trade
definitely going. Oh yeah. I actually want to get into this, but maybe if we can get a fair value gap or something, then I'll also be interested.
Yeah, I still got 50 minutes.
Do a Friday trade, hold hands together, sort of. Execution.
Woo! It's a flying.
Yeah, it's definitely going.
408.
See, times like this, right? This is where it's like, oh, Mike, it's going. You're right about this. Just take the trade. And then what ends up happening is, even if you take it, at least for me, like even if I just waited, by the time the candle does come back around, well, it does confirm, right? And I just wait a little bit, it'll end up pulling back to the same price anyway. So I might as well just wait.
Or it pulls back all the way and it goes above that level. Which also happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or it could just be one of those rare times where it just flies.
Looking to see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm a wait on it. Yeah.
There goes.
I'm literally the only thing I'm waiting for is this 4-hour close, which doesn't happen until 50 minutes. Once you get this 4-hour close, then I'll be interested in taking this.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me for now. I don't know, Rich, if you want to show some stuff, and maybe in a bit I can kind of do what I did the last 2 days, the other pairs.
Yes.
I don't.
Let me share my screen. Just going to switch to the right chart here, and then we can do that. Right, so 4-hour FTSE. So yesterday, remember, I tried to go long, and eventually afterwards it did go in my direction. Unfortunately, got stopped out. Wasn't a large position I took. Now, there's a lot going on this chart, just to go over things roughly or quickly with you guys. That's new here in the chat, or if you need a reminder, still thinking that we're potentially busy with a fourth wave correction on the FTSE. It might be that fourth wave's in. It's just this one sharp decline with this sort of like overlapping price action that we're seeing at the moment. Still makes me think that this could be corrective with one more leg lower to give us that fourth. Ideally, that is what I would like to see, a deeper retracement. And if that happens today, I don't know if I really want to take or probably day trade it, rather than taking a long position over like a swing trade, right? Just because I don't want to hold it over the weekend. So if we can see a decline today, maybe into next week, Monday or Tuesday, it gets into this area of my market geometry, again, the low of the previous fourth wave of this third wave, then I will be happy to still go along there. But I do not want to hold things over the weekend. That's absolutely not what I want to do. I've been burned so many times.
Yes.
Options,
me too.
But,
same here.
The underlying... everything looks great. It's like, wow, you had a great week. Like Friday, you're well in the profits, and then you wake up Monday morning.
Boom. You get that 100 point, 100 pip gap, wrong direction.
I even did that on the same futures before with a margin call. So it happens. So just I don't hold things over a weekend unless you go really small size. In my opinion, I mean, you could do what you want to do, but then and hopefully you're well into profit, right? with a real long-term type of view.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
the only.
if this is correct, sorry, Tiger, go.
No, I
ahead.
was just going to say that's the only time I hold something over the weekend is only if I'm in a decent profit. If it's just went sideways or even slightly negative, I'm out. Like, no thanks. I better be 100 pips, 150
100%.
pips in the positive to try to hold it open over the weekend.
Yep.
That's just me.
Yep. No, same.
No matter what happens for
even then,
some
it's like
weird reason,
I don't know.
Right.
If I hold my trade over the weekend, it's guaranteed to gap me out. Like, guaranteed. I don't know how they do that. Like,
it's those billions that you're controlling, Michael. They're keeping an eye on you. The Fed or SEC's got an eye on you.
It's something. Something is going on because I'm like, how does this happen every single time?
Yep.
Yep.
Those billions.
Those billions. Any case, just to quickly look at the analysis side of things here again, on a 4-hour time frame, price, if this is a zigzag, I used a corrective move, thinking that we might get another decline to my proposed fourth wave area. Then price has been running at that upper median line and finding resistance there. So a break above there and then discounts off. Then maybe we're still sort of busy here with a third, and then I'll be able to or willing to change my opinion about this entire price structure and how I've labeled it. All right, so do we have news in the morning that might affect the NASI? I didn't see anything.
Only thing I saw was the University of Michigan sentiment, but that's not even a major one.
Yeah. So we look here at a 5-minute. We just had,
I don't have any major news.
Quite a bit of a spike up and down. We also on the 5 minutes, you see right here at around about 3 a.m. That's Eastern, right? It's actually when the London opens. We had a very sharp decline. That's very typical to see, actually. Obviously, a lot of volume coming in. Now, whether that's manipulation or what, I can't tell you, but it happens over and over again. So price is now retraced back into that area. A big fair value gap over there. And if I use, let's say, a pitchfork sloped in the direction, if this is potentially a corrective move into that fair value gap, then boom, we just hit that upper median line there. So now it's decision time. Do I want to go short? Potentially. But I would probably want to see how price reacts with this pitchfork sloping to the upside, assuming that this might just be a small ABC corrective move, right? And a bigger scheme of things, maybe this could be an A, that being a B, and give us something like that, right? So, early days. I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on price action here. I think if we can drop below towards around about the 8993 level, it's sort of hovering at a 9,000 psychological level right now, which also just corresponds with that upper median line, a little bit of resistance stepping in. But too early to say for sure, right? I want to start seeing some reaction downwards. If we can start seeing perhaps a bit more of a price acceleration to the downside, then I'll be willing to take a trade here and probably position my stop loss above either this current high during this move to the upside. Obviously, the current high for today is up here. But I need to see a little bit more of confirmation, right, before I'll get interested in this. So what I'll do is while I look at gold, I also want to look at gold quickly. I know you guys are interested in trading that. I'm going to add a lid on FTSE and potentially want to take shorts if price can confirm that it's ready to move lower. Crossing down. Let's do that. And I'll put one here on the top as well. If it crosses up, then I know I'm on the wrong side of this. My idea is completely wrong and I have to move on to either a different instrument or reconsider my buys for the day. What should I say there? Crossing up. Okay. All right, so that upper lit is just above this fair value gap at the moment. I just want to save that. Go back to 4 hour. Let's go look at gold quickly.
Yes. I want to see your.
There's a crappy spike that we've seen
this.
the other day, right? So it was just a crappy spike. Did you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's what I thought, because that's typically a leading diagonal, or you're going to get one more move up and then a decline to complete a double zigzag. But now, because this spike broke above these previous highs, it sort of invalidates this entire thing. And there'll be a lot of guys say, like, yeah, don't worry about the I know you like the looking at the bodies touching stuff, right? That's a weird way to say things, Michael. But when it comes to counting these things, you know, but I mean, when you actually try to do some Elliott wave analysis, believe me, when you see wicks like this, it completely throws everything off. Makes it really difficult to figure out what the hell's going on. But even on this decline to the downside, you can see how beautiful price touched these lower rate warning lines. Even that spike to the upside touches the upper rate warning lines. So what's happening here? I think at least for today, we could see a revisit of this upward sloping median line here on this chart with this CFD broker. That's around about 3358. Let's call it 3356, somewhere around there. Okay, so to the upside, I don't know what your upside target was there, Michael. Again, I'm looking at a 4 hour.
My upside target would be 3375.
Oh, that's nice. All the way up here. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's the top of this wick, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. So if I had to drill down to a smaller time frame, well, actually, I want to load my other workspace just for gold for the time being.
Yeah, that wick is a little bit of a pain in the ass, huh?
A big pain in the behind, it is for sure. Remember yesterday I was a little bit unconvinced that this was an ABC to potentially complete this D, and we're looking now obviously at the bigger scheme of things again, right? For those that are interested in where gold might be going towards. I also moaned quite a bit that those that are going to trade gold are probably going to get frustrated for a while longer, just since price is stuck in this really like crappy up and down sideways maneuvers. But absolutely, if you want to intraday traders like myself and Michael probably would, maybe Tiger, you want to jump on board as well, then then it's all fine, right? As long as you look at your levels, you follow your strategy, it gives you the signals you want, then you have to take it, right? It'll be a crime not to. I'm just still thinking in the bigger scheme. I think the idea that price can move upwards is still supported by, I won't say this is a fact, because it's definitely not a fact. The idea that this is just a little bit short-lived, in my opinion, for a D wave, right? If you look at the time that this took, the time that took a little bit longer, and the time that this potential D wave taken, it's just a little bit short. I think there's still potential for upwards movement, and hence why I would like to potentially take a long on gold on a shorter time frame. But I'm still willing to do that. But yeah, I'm just going to wait a little bit longer and see how that plays out. Crude oil, for some reason my data on crude oil was all messed up, so I had to get a different chart going there. This was that, and this is looking at a daily. For those that I don't think I covered crude oil yesterday, for those that are interested from an Elliott wave perspective. This was that very large, I think we counted it like this, multi-month, and actually multi-year by the looks of it, formation that we've seen on WI, which still looks to me like a descending triangle that completed as soon as price broke below it here in April. It was around about the 7th. Let me just make this, since that other broker's data isn't working. Let's make this bigger. Bigger, super psycho. I actually just like the mine. I don't know why. You see, you'll get confused if you have to study all this and what is the exact size you should be using there. But anyway, still thinking there's a possibility that crude oil can go much higher from where price is over the long term. Over the near term, I still think there's some downside potential. So after that heck of a decline into about May the 23rd, or 20th, the year 23rd, 1923, sorry. ABCDE. And then we had this breakdown outside of it. Potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, this could potentially be our first wave up. One heck of a decline, lower again. For a second wave, maybe start doing this. I just don't know. And what's throwing me off here is this like this very sharp move that we've seen to the downside here. It wasn't a nice zigzaggy looking type of formation that you'd normally expect, especially if you look at higher time frames. So the other thing I've been considering the other day is the reason that price actually, not the reason, but I have to consider the reason that price actually found resistance at this downward sloping angle over here, right? Just update it better. Might actually indicate that we're completely wrong about this descending triangle idea, and that we might actually be stuck in something like this. An ending diagram. Don't know if you guys are familiar with these patterns, but there we go. A, B, C. Maybe this is a D. That was an E. Or actually, you're not going to label it like that at all, to be dead honest. It's going to have to be. And guys, this is my thought process.
Yeah.
Something like this.
Yeah.
And then we get that move. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we do start seeing a decline, acceleration lower, then I'm going to be all over crude oil to the downside. We also haven't reached 0.618 retracement yet, and that's ran from this low to that high. The only issue with crude oil, and this is a big issue for a lot of analysts at the moment, is crude oil went negative. Remember that. On the future side of things. I think it went as low as minus 39, which is a lot of people didn't even know is possible. Minus $39, depending on which contract you were looking on the future side. I was actually watching this live happen, trading futures. And now if you want to use classical analysis like Elliott wave, Elliott wave analysis included, but more like standard stuff like Fibonacci retracements and all that stuff. It's like, where do you actually anchor your beginning point to? Especially because you guys understand what I'm saying. Because here on this broker, it says $8 there. If you look at the futures contract, it actually went negative.
Yeah, that was during COVID, wasn't it?
No one knew that was even possible. No, that was before COVID. All right.
Oh, before?
COVID's around about April 20th.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll do a study one day if you guys are interested in looking at that. maybe just for interest sake, and discuss that on the future side thing. I know we're covering
Yeah,
Forex and CFD side,
I'd be
but
interested.
the main thing is here is the price action. Using classical analysis to draw, for example, your fib levels from, and different brokers are going to have different prices. Here, this one is tuning that it was at like $8, but actually crude oil went negative during that time window. So how do we count all of this out? I don't know. I can just look at the patterns and try my best, right? So maybe it is, like I mentioned, we had a first move lower. If this entire thing is corrective, maybe there was an A, which could definitely be a possibility, a B, and then your C wave is actually turning out to be some sort of a descending triangle or ending diagonal, as they call it. And then we get a move back upwards again. Who knows? This is all like thumb sucking, to be honest with you. But yeah, it is what it is. And I'll try to, maybe like I did with gold, they have two different models that you're working with, two different projections
Scenarios.
Or ideas or whatever. Scenarios. That's the
Create
word.
that
so
if-then scenario.
Yeah. If this, then that. Yeah. So let's just switch back to gold. Because if gold's going to close, that 1 hour candle feels going to close in half an hour, right?
Yep. And we will be taking it.
Gold.
Yeah, interesting stuff here. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
We had a fair value gap there. Sorry, Tiger, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, their algorithm is showing a score of 5 for the fundamentals for U.S. oil anyway. I'm not sure how that are they pretty well synced up? U.S. oil, Brent crude, yeah, I think it is, right? Like price action wise, I think so.
Yeah, I'm thinking crude oil can go high over the long term, but I mean, a score of 5 isn't that a bit neutral? Or what would you say is a neutral
just
score?
barely on the bullish bias side, yeah. So that 5 or higher is bullish. Yeah.
What about
if you
gold?
Look at,
what does gold say on that chart?
So gold is actually showing a -2 at the moment, and silver -3.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's just fundamentals.
Yeah, but that being said, it sort of ties in with the idea of, let's say, the longer term potential still a decline in that E wave of a triangle. But I mean, for short term, you're going to get your fluctuations and more than enough headspace to trade either direction, right? And still do it, and still be able to go against what that's saying. Because a lot of times, I don't know, did it actually shift? I don't know if you've been following gold. Did your sentiment shift recently, or has it sort of been hovering around that 5? What's it? Minus something at the moment.
Yeah, I can actually pull
what
up
is the historical?
I'm actually going to pull that up. July. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, that's hideous looking. I think they're doing some updates on it or something. Let me look here. Yeah, I have a historical chart that kind of shows the scores. Yeah, something's not right. I think they must be doing some maintenance on it. Yeah, I have I can show a little graph, and it shows each day, and it shows the score, just to kind of follow, the trend of it. But it looks like they must be doing some kind of maintenance on it, because it looks horrible right now. But yeah, whenever they fix it, I'll bring that back up.
Cool.
Because it's a great thing to study. It's a great thing to look and see, because it shows the price fluctuating up and down, and it also shows the day's score. So it just kind of gives you an idea at how price reacted, because of the scoring. So, but yeah, whenever that's fixed, I'll bring it up. it'll make sense.
Donkey, well, thank you. Donkey, as we say in South African Afrikaans, my home language. Guys, really interesting in taking a long goal. It's just not the right time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking this. As long as it closes above, like right where it's at right now, I'm going to grab it. I put my stop loss right below around 33.30. Around below that
33.30.
Yep.
So you're giving it quite some space there.
I want it to be below that last little swing point.
Get it.
I don't ever mind buying gold. Like, I actually enjoy buying it because I feel like just like Bitcoin, like if it sets up, if it confirms, then on the technical side it's good, and then even on the fundamental side, people just want to buy gold. So for me, it gives it that little bit of extra confirmation that this should work. It's like buying Bitcoin. You can't really say that for like Forex pairs.
Yeah. We actually had a question yesterday that I remember now that I wanted to address from one of our members. I don't know, or not members, but one of the viewers that actually asked, like, how do you use COT? Obviously, a lot of your data is derived from, news and, all the data and the stuff that comes through. I can't remember, were you using COT analysis on there as well, Tiger?
What about the COT? Sorry.
We actually had a question yesterday, and because we were so busy, like asking a lot of, answering a lot of questions, it slipped my mind, and I didn't bring that up. So maybe if the person is watching now, then maybe we can talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, COT report. It'll be updated usually around 3:30 Central Standard Time on Fridays. So yeah, obviously it'll be a little bit later, but it's always accurate as of. So like this previous Tuesday, from that Tuesday until the previous Tuesday. So when it comes out, it's always 3 days delayed for whatever reason. I don't know why they do that. Probably so they can manipulate it even further. But anyway, it'll be 3 days old for the previous week. Yeah. And then when there's a holiday, it's always the next business day. So yeah, that's when it'll be out again. So yeah, Monday morning I'll go over the COT report just to show what was bought and sold off. It's got my chart up there. Okay. So yeah, I finally got it up there, gents. So this just kind of gives you an idea. So again, 5 or higher is bullish, -5 or lower is bearish. So this just kind of gives you a little bit of an idea how price follows, as like this is showing where the score is going down because of various economic releases that benefit the dollar, and then obviously it's the inverse of gold, right? So it was negative for gold, but then you can see the price going down as well, and this is each day. So each candle represents one day. So like right here is obviously was that June 16th, 17th, 18th. So this last candle is yesterday, the 17th. But yeah, it just kind of gives a little bit of historical context. So like down here where price is, you can see as the fundamentals start improving for gold, and you can start to see the price rising as well. So it's just kind of a cool way of seeing the correlation between, improving fundamentals with improving price like that. Now it's obviously not always perfect, but it's really good about kind of, when it goes from good to neutral and kind of swings around. Well, it's, no coincidence. So did price. Just kind of come down and form that U shape, and then go on a little bit more of a rise because of the improving fundamentals. So, yeah, this was something that I think Troy was asking me about a couple weeks ago. But yeah, this is one thing I like to study is, just go back and look at the historical context to see how prices react. But I can do that with yeah, obviously all the currency pairs, but also gold, silver, the indices, and even Bitcoin, I believe. But Bitcoin, everybody's just pretty much hitting the buy button on it anyway, so I don't really worry too much about that one right now. But I mean, if I go pull up silver, just as an example, I can take a quick screenshot of that one. Yeah. Let's see here. Pull that up real quick.
Gold's flying.
I was just looking at it.
Flying.
Like, see?
The heck is going on with this thing?
And this looks like a parabolic move too. Like this is going straight.
Parabolic. Yeah, here's silver.
That's for sure.
So, yeah, I mean, there's silver just as another example. I mean, neutral scores, price going sideways as it starts improving, so does price. It's just kind of a cool.
Morning, Slazy. Thanks for joining, bud.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see what Nikkei is doing while I'm here. That's another one I was looking at. I didn't have any volume earlier, so I wasn't too excited about hopping into that trade. Yeah, pretty much the same thing on Nikkei. It's just going dilly-dallying sideways. No real volume. Not interested. Whenever price hits my demand zones or supply zones, I like it to immediately take off. I don't like all this. This tells me it's a boring zone. Right? Plus, there was no volume coming out of it. You stop and think. So, I'm going to officially delete
Game
that.
Z is just asking.
Tiger.
Talk about 3335, 3331 level. Is that gold he's talking about?
Yeah, probably.
Tiger, si puedes compartir la pantalla completa.
Por favor.
Si puedes, otra vez.
Compartir la pantalla completa.
Share my my complete screen. Yeah. See, I know it.
We're going to be testing you. Oh, gosh. That's funny.
Estoy despacio. Pero yo trato.
Yes, Lazy, we're doing well. Bit of slow movement at the moment. Not so much in gold. We're waiting for potential entry there, maybe on top of the hour. On gold, it's looking like we can get a retest of that 3375 level at least. So, yeah. What do you have there, Tiger? Is that the level he's asking about?
I was
it's
looking
difficult
at that.
To see. Yeah. I've actually got an inverted fair value gap that's actually at that level he's talking about.
There is the 3335, and he said 3331.
Got 20 minutes on this.
So that's the level he was asking about. Okay, so he's down on a smaller time frame, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, that's... yeah, I mean, that's not a bad area. If you're looking at just the technicals. I mean, 10, probably 15 would look the best. So, yeah, he's talking about right here. Probably pretty much that area. Does that look right? Gomez? Yeah, so, I mean, technically that's not a bad area at all. But, yeah, for me personally, I just would prefer to see some fundamentals shift, because like I mentioned, I mean, it's basically sitting in a -2. So That's always my first rule personally. It's not everybody's. I mean, if you're just solely a technical trader, yeah, there's nothing wrong at all with that level. I like it. Because you kind of had a little bit of volume.
Tiger, if you don't mind, if I could share my screen as well. I've also got something else right about the same area that he's talking about.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Just share my screen, please.
But yeah, I mean,
so we had this pitchfork going down, right? And this after that spike, again looking at a 4-hour time frame, price tagged this lower red warning line, made a move to the upside. While it was moving lower, and now I'm talking through as hindsight here, which is definitely what it was. I didn't trade that, but it was a bearish fair value gap. Right there, and it's sort of at the same area, right? This time 3336, about 3332. That bearish fair value gap formed between this candle, it was on Wednesday. This is on an EST, right? This long ranging candle, and then this actual candle that tagged that lower red warning line. And one foul swoop, price broke above that fair value gap, the bearish one, and it became an inverted fair value gap, which then also aligns with the center median line. Price got above it, retest center median line, as well as in that zone, and we now have liftoff. So, yeah. If you're stalking or looking at that level, hopefully you're already long from it, because I think that was the one to get long from already. With this move we're seeing now, I'm not sure we're going to get a retracement back into it. It's what we also call a mitigated zone, meaning that it's been tested a few times. And quite often, if these zones get tested, the likelihood that they're going to break next time is quite high, in my opinion. So quite often you want to see an unmitigated zone. So although this one's been broken, it was a bearish fair value gap, becomes a bullish fair value gap. If price then, where's my path tool? Let's say price kept up from here and then came down. Or let's say, come on, I hate this tool sometimes. It's doing this now, right? It never touched that zone and then came down. Then I would say that is probably a high probability area for support. But it's been tested a few times. Obviously, I wish I was in this and did not see this at all. Sometimes looking at too many markets can also not be beneficial. But there we have it. Good, well spotted on that zone. It also aligns with a inverted fair value gap and a center median line right about in the middle of that area you were talking about. All right, Game Z, hopefully that helped out. Is it Gamez or Game Z?
All right.
Right, so yeah, I mean, this really looks like we're heading to the 3375 area. That's for sure. Not for sure. It looks like it. Feels good, right? Or at the very least at 3359 level.
3359. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be a pure move. There's no news or anything to like push this higher unless Trump comes out and tweets something later on today. You never know.
Wait till he wakes up here in about. Well, he's probably awake by now. It's 5:46 where he's at. He doesn't sleep much.
Right.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know what they're pumping him full of, but he's like a vampire.
Stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's see if I got any other type of.
Down the stash.
Yeah, guys, would really like to take a trade at least up to that center median line. Again, run about 3359, 360. My problem today is that after our sessions, I have to go to birthday parties. There's 2 happening this weekend, first today. So I'll be probably told off if I've been watching my phone the whole time, or quickly have to slip home to trade. So I can't really monitor that. So I'd like to get out, in and out before that. Obviously, the markets will do what the markets want to do and not listen to me, but let's see. How are we doing on time there? We're also going to have a break in about 10 minutes time, 12 minutes time.
Yeah.
But Michael wants to praise a trade right again when we're supposed to have a break. I see how this is going.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
This happened
yesterday with silver.
I've noticed the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, all good.
I'm trying to enjoy my
That
breaks.
4-hour candle is huge.
Yeah.
That
No, that's a
4-hour
big
candle
candle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably get a small pullback on this. Like I said, I'm gonna put the first position on, and I'll put the second position on for like a pendant, probably at the bottom of that red candle. So maybe dip into like the 33.47 area. I'll put my second position on right there and let it go. Hopefully at least I'll probably move my stop loss to break even at around where you would take profit at, around 33.60, maybe 33.65.
Yeah. Because if this next candle opens, that will actually move higher. Maybe even go to this red warning line here, which is 3365, 3363, round about there. Yeah, so guys, been a bit of there's a lot of action happening in gold. So we just want to reiterate that it's not 100% time to get into this. I think you should have been in this already if you were as good as Gamesy spotting that level. Just a quick question, Gamesy. Did you actually take a trade from there, or did you just notice the same level on your end? Or level, zone, rather.
Yeah, I was interested too if he was looking at the fair value gap or the zone. Because obviously there's still a zone. If it comes back and retraces to that point, then yeah, technically that's not a bad trade at all. I actually had it drawn up on another chart.
Do you guys look at
the Nasdaq's another one while we wait here? No.
Nasdaq. What was that, Michael?
The volume footprint.
I haven't used it, but I studied it a little bit. It's one of those things I've kind of added to my watch list. It makes total sense, especially for scalpers. Like Troy was talking about it on one of our morning streams a couple weeks ago. Makes total sense. I mean, just being able to see everything. Like a peek
the main thing is, though, since I think it's going to be more useful on like futures markets, right? A volume is not really reported as well as a centralized exchange would be.
Right.
So to trade Forex, it might not, be worked that well. The same actually goes for CFDs.
Right. Yeah,
because they're just tracking the price action of what the futures are doing, right? On like your indices, CFDs, currents, your like metal CFDs and energy CFDs, those sort of things. So it is all, I don't know if it's going to be that effective, to be dead honest. But who knows? One thing I do know is, like, even on CFDs, for example. Oh yeah, you can, for example, I can run a volume profile, but it'll be interesting to see, because the volume is not reported as in the futures market on the CFD side of things. So where do they actually derive this data from? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And would it be as accurate as Forex? So I try to stay away from those sort of things. It makes sense.
They're just
Interesting quickly on the NASDAQ. I'm still thinking the NASDAQ, since it is obviously up in the sky at the moment, all-time highs, as you can clearly see there, right?
Right.
Where can it potentially go to today? That's always going to be now the question. But if I have to look at a smaller time frame, I've got a little. Let's go back to the 4 hours, probably better. A little channel sloping upwards, yeah. It's contained price pretty well. And the reason why I'm using this setting is because price, or these anchor points for this channel, is because price has respected or vibrated, as we call, around the center channel line multiple times, support, resistance, support, and obviously I use this one as an anchor point. But what's interesting here, if you want to test whether you're using the right anchor points or highs and lows for, let's say, channel, the same thing goes for pitchfork, then just run a ray parallel to one of those angles and go and project it from previous highs and lows that basically missed or didn't reach a channel line. And then if you can see some evidence of resistance, and here we go, resistance, then that's a good indication if you were trading towards that to potentially maybe take profit. Or alternatively, if you were to want to still go long, maybe wait on a smaller time frame for price to close above that area and then target the next area, because you're up in the sky here, right? If you look left, there's absolutely nothing. It's just clouds on the NASDAQ. So you've got no technical level, price structure, or anything like that to really work with and to set targets at. So this is where market geometry can become very useful. I think even if we run it from these lows, there's some evidence that price is still respecting this angle. So angular support and resistance still being respected.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool way.
Yeah. All right. So again, not much happening here either. Hopefully, it's not going to be a very, very quiet Friday afternoon trading. Maybe things will light up a little bit in the New York AM session. But gold is moving. Gold is moving.
And we got 4 minutes on it.
There is an opportunity. You've got 4 minutes. So you're going to take, let's say, a position, partial position, and then get in.
Yep. 100%. Unless this thing just breaks down in the next 4 minutes, which I don't see happening.
I'm going to do the following. And I'll do that when I actually put the trade on, but I'm going to have a limit order. A little bit lower down. It doesn't really have to retrace that far.
Yeah, it's a pretty good technical level. Uh-oh.
So let's wait for top of the hours. Or potentially place a trade there.
I have had an alert hit. Let's see here. Euro Aussie dollar.
The only worry here is, and this is something you can quite often see, is this would call a move of inefficient move to the upside, meaning that you got a lot of gaps between candles.
It's like they heard me.
Like drop.
You see?
They're eavesdropping in on your convos.
That is crazy.
Eavesdropping.
Gaps. all over. So inefficient price movement. Efficient price movement will be if it's a bit more overlapping. You don't have all these gaps. And very often you can get situations where if you have an inefficient move that it gets retraced all the way down again. So, but anyway, that's just me trying to talk myself out of the trade, which is not what I should.
That's what I do, man. If my gut's not feeling it, I'm just like, just stay away.
What I think we'll do is we got 2 minutes, and then unless you're going to take a trade, Michael, do you want to switch to your chart so we can see how that's working?
Yeah, let's get my charts up.
Is it going to close above your level?
It is
flirting with it.
I'm still going to take it. I'm still would have rather it close a little higher. Oh, yeah, this is good. As long as it closed above those last two. Oh, okay, it's about to do it. All right, let's get my screen up really quick if we can. Pretty please.
And after our break, I'll be looking at Euro Aussie dollar, just so you know.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my entire screen. All right, so
F11
is about to confirm here. Yeah, see, they was playing around a little bit. Like, wait, are you gonna confirm here or not? It looked like it is. I'm already set up. I just got to hit the button.
Yeah. Hulk smash.
Come on.
Hulk smash.
I'm only just to walk through my thought process here. I still only want to take half of this position just in case it does pull back. And I typically do that, I'll say about 75% of the time because it's kind of off. The only way I wouldn't do that is if it's really close to the EMA, like the 13 EMA already, and it kind of closed. Then I will go ahead and put the full position on in one shot. But something like this, I like to break it up.
Okay,
I gotcha.
And there we go. They're just closed. Yes, it did. All right, so we're in here. We're in. I just pressed the button. All right, cool. So let's go back to this TP. This TP was at 75, so 33.75.
Very nice.
Oh, I already got them on both. All right, cool. So we are good to go. Now, I do want to put this second level. Let's see. I want it to come around. If it pulls down to this, like around right here, then I'll put the second position on. I'm not going to put a pending.
Cool.
I'm just going to put a note here. Let's put it.
Hey, watch it.
Yeah. So cool. We'll do it like this. And that is it. Nice and simple.
Right on.
Nice. And simple. I'm liking this because I like the 4-hour chart on this as well. Like this looks really good.
It does.
I like the whole thing. So
get you some
sweet
Friday morning money.
Right.
Well, I'll be keeping an eye on Euro Aussie dollar right after break. We'll see if I can get a play on this because I did have an alert hit on there. Go through my thought process on that one afterwards. How's that sound?
Sweet. Agreed. Right, guys. To all our viewers, we're gonna have a 15-minute break so we can recharge our batteries, get maybe a snack to fill our tummies, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes time. And that trade will also be updated for you guys to see on the screen. But anyway, we'll see you a little bit later. Again, please stay tuned. And again, thanks for watching.
Hey, hola amigos, I'm Michael Keller, and I'm one of the trading coaches here at Hola Prime.
But more importantly, I'm just a regular guy who turned trading into freedom, and I'm here to help you do the same. So this is a glimpse into who I am in front of the screens and beyond the charts.
See, a strategy will get you in the trade, but mindset keeps you in the game.
I started trading back in 2012, and honestly, I lost more than I won in the beginning, but every loss taught me something. It wasn't about having the fanciest indicator. It was about mastering my mindset.
Living in Mexico has taught me to slow down, breathe, and be present.
Trading is what I do, but it's not who I am. I'm a dad, a husband, a traveler, and a student of life. And all of that makes me a sharper trader. When I'm in flow outside the charts, I'm in flow on the charts too.
This game doesn't reward speed, it rewards skill.
Listen, everyone wants to flip $100 into 10,000. I get it. But be consistent, focus on execution over excitement, risk small and learn fast. And if you ever feel lost, reach out. That's what we're here for.
Well, guys, that's a glimpse into my life, my story, and who I am, not just in front of the screens, but beyond the charts. I hope to see you in the session soon, and let's grow together. One day, one trade, one lesson at a time. Welcome to Hola Prime.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Hi there, my name is Richard and I'm one of the coaches from Hola Prime. Join me as I take you behind the scenes on a little tour of what I like to get up to on a daily basis and beyond charts. I started trading 16 years ago, but through persistence and a very high level of dedication, I got to learn 3 invaluable lessons through my career. That trading should be treated as a business. It's really not a gamble. Consistent profitability demands effort, and there's really no shortcuts or any way around. And especially risk management, which it's part of your survival as a trader. You see, early on I realized that success in trading is only 20% strategy and 80% mindset and emotion. Now, as a coach at Hola Prime, my focus is very simple: helping traders build systems with an edge, cultivating the discipline and focus needed to execute them consistently. You see, guys, the markets doesn't care about you. It will humble you if you let your pride override rules, and reward you when you execute your plan without fear or hesitation. As a trader, I like to get outdoors as much as possible. Really try to strike a balance between trading and also leading a healthy lifestyle. Leading a healthy lifestyle for me could be anything: hiking. I love swimming as well. Today is not really the weather to go and swim, but I will take the dog out for a walk, folks. Really trying to force healthy habits so I can stay focused when I really need to, when I'm behind the charts, and all the stresses that comes with it. As getting outdoors really helps relieve those stress, and it helps me personally keep focused as much as possible. In my spare time, I like to play league darts with my trainers. And just as in training, skills and practice is everything. And that's a wrap, guys. Look behind the scene of who I am, what I do every day, beyond the charts. I hope to see you in the session soon. Take care.
Hola Prime. Trade with transparency.
everybody. My name's Tiger. I'm a coach here at Hola Prime, and I wanted to give you a quick little glimpse into who I am, both inside and outside of trading. So let's check it out. So I've been trading now for going on 11 years, and that first decade of my trading was all about technical analysis. And really over the last few years, though, I've really dug a lot deeper into fundamental analysis and sentiment analysis, seeing how the bigger banks and institutions are trading so I can ride their coattails, so to speak. They're the ones making the money. So I've just kind of looked at trading like Edison and his light bulbs. He's went through thousands and thousands of different prototypes in order to find the one that worked. Look, one of the things about trading that people get wrong is they think it's an overnight get-rich-quick scheme. So, you know, for me personally, all the hard work was done well before I even picked up trading, and it all had to do with reading some good books. So, one of my favorite books right there, The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. Schwartz. And as you can see on there, the chapters, best way to read this book is read chapter 2, 12, and 13, and then turn around and read the whole book. Powerful, let me tell you. And I'm sure you caught that above my bookshelf. One of my biggest things that I love doing is bowling. I'm a very competitive bowler. Bowled a lot of perfect 300 games, so they give you these nice little trophies whenever you bowl a perfect game. Got another one for an 800 series, basically bowling 3 games of 800 or higher in a 3-game series, so it's like a 250 average. Pretty good stuff, but yeah, compete in national tournaments, state tournaments. I've won a lot of them, so bowling, that's one of the top hobbies that I have. Outside of that, I love singing. I like to I like to go and belt some tunes, whether it's karaoke or just singing in my car, some carpool karaoke. But other than that, listen, on the weekends, I love nothing more than just to hang with my girlfriend. She's an awesome, incredible woman, and she kind of balances me out because she sees how hard I focus on trading. So it's just a very good reset at the end of the long, hard week of trading to just get away, just step away from it all, go enjoy each other's time, and prepare for the next week. So that's a bit about me. Yeah, just let us know how we can help. Just remember, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. Okay. The basics of trading are quite simple to learn. It's just all the nuances that take a while to really master. So just keep that in mind. Don't overwhelm yourself. We'll take your hand. We'll lead you to where you want to go. Like I say, just one step at a time. So with that, have a wonderful day. Look forward to seeing you in the session soon.
Hola Prime. Trade with transparency.
All right, lads, back again. All our viewers, thanks. We just had to take a quick break. Thanks for the patience. If you're still around, welcome back.
Get a couple
I scoffed a little wrap with some chili on it. My mouth is on fire. Didn't know it was chili.
Did you say a rat? A rat?
A wrap.
Wrap. Oh,
A wrap.
I'm like, who's eating rats?
We eat rats here in South Africa. You know, we like that in the bush.
Yeah. Hey, whatever it takes to wake you up. A little rat with some spice.
Yeah. A little bit of rat. Peri rat.
That's great. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on my Euro Aussie dollar. Not quite got a trigger candle on it yet, but we're gonna wait and find out if we get one.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I sit at the moment.
Yeah, I see we got a little pullback on gold.
Mm-hmm.
Gold.
Got a little pullback.
Maybe if we
on
could
it.
share my screen quickly. Interested in taking a short on the FTSE or the UK 100. It might be running away from me a little bit here, and this obviously now occurred during the break.
Of course.
Oh, damn it. I should have been in this already. But anyway. That's a decline we've seen this morning at the open. Looks like a nice ABC. Even the ABC there ended at an upper median line. It's typically where your C waves end of an ABC or zigzag. Now we're getting a sharp decline. Looks like prices at least going towards this first drop that we've seen during a few hours ago, right? 89, 81, maybe lower. So my thinking here is we have a little fair value gap a little bit higher up. That formed, 10 minutes ago. So if we have to take a look at that, that's that fair value gap there. Be cool if we can get a little retest of that area, or at least get a little bit close to it. Get short, I'll place my stop then above this little swing over here, that swing high, and see if we can target a 1 to 2. All right.
Nice.
Now that 1 to 2 actually corresponds with, this is the setup on the analysis charts, to this lower median line over here, which is pretty cool to be used as a target. This lower median line over here, right? Of this one sloping to the upside. So that is the idea. Not in it yet, guys. I just thought I will make note of that. My only concern here, this is another move low. It might be similar in strength than this one. Are we going to get any pullbacks then? So I'm not going to chase it where it is right now. Again, full disclosure, I've missed this while I was chomping down on my peri rats. So let's see. I'm going to set an alert slightly below that fair value gap. If we can get a retracement, and so be it. Hopefully we get that retracement prior to the break of this low. Around 8976. Currently doesn't look like it, but yeah, so don't want to have a bad entry then target an area that doesn't have a favorable risk reward ratio.
Exactly. You got to pass on those.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Should have been in this already, but yeah.
Since you said full disclosure, I want to say full disclosure also. I didn't miss this entry, but man, it would have been nice to get in on that pullback.
You're talking gold, right? Let's have a look at gold.
Yeah, because my alert didn't go off technically, but yeah, that would have been a decent amount to get in where it's at.
Pretty much. See how it's been testing this median line over here.
No.
We might actually get a little bit of a deeper retracement. Hopefully not for your sake.
To be honest, I hope
did you get into that second position? Oh, okay.
I didn't. So if it does pull back a little bit further, I will take that second position.
Something like this would be nice.
Or it can just take off.
Yeah. gold can move fast as well, right? Get them in a punch in the guts.
Yeah, it is. Dang it.